Roger started getting this some old gun-out mobile mixers, and they're basically gun-out trucks, auger-driven, not belt-driven, and basically a gun-out truck with water on it. And we had to mix our pea gravel and sand together. All we could pour is just pea gravel, and then we decided we wanted to, because keeping drivers, you got to have them busy. They want, got to have a full week, overtime, and everything. And when they're just pouring for ourselves, unless you had drivers that would do multi things, mechanicing and stuff as well. Like I said, when we had 3 trucks, drivers getting off at 1 o'clock during the day and stuff, and then we started thinking that, well, we utilize what we have, our setup, silos, yard, everything already. We started off, got two newer trucks that are automated and they're metered, and also that brought us into where before we could only pour pea gravel mix. Now being able to do pour crushed limestone, big rock, and do flowable fill, different specialty mixes and stuff. And we realized right away that we could make more money delivering concrete than we could pouring it ourselves. So we went from having 3 trucks. We got the 2, then the 3rd one shortly after that, and now we've gone to where we've got 16 and 1 on the way. So, well, here recently, it's one of the jobs that Kurt got was the Top Golf here in Fort Worth, pouring these, they call them collars, around their big poles that they hold their nets up. That was a good job. Let's see, there's as far as memorable ones, like I said, we've got the pictures of our trucks at Texas Motor Speedway and at Cabela's. It's always cool doing stuff at places like that. One of the big deals is, I know for ourselves, when we pour concrete out of town, I'd realized this a long time ago, is that when we order out of town, they use barrel mixer concrete. And if you're pouring like steps and beams and stuff, it's hard to get an accurate count on what you need, so you have to order an extra yard or 2 to make sure you have enough, you don't run out. So you're kind of prepared to pay for more concrete than you need. With these trucks here, you only mix what you use, and it's an advantage for the people we sell to also, because we sell to a lot of guys that they might think they need 6 yards, end up needing 10 yards, or we run into, now we got more trucks and doing bigger jobs. We have people that order 100 yards, end up using 200 yards. And as far as our crews doing the work, a big advantage for us, we do a lot of pattern concrete, and we do like swim pool decks and stuff where you got different elevations, a lot of steps and stuff that we can pour, and guys can be coloring and working steps and everything, and we can stop pouring, and we can stop pouring for 30 minutes or an hour, and then when they get caught up, we can start pouring again with fresh concrete. But we have a lot of people call and they don't know that we have the volumetrics. A lot of them like it when they find out what it's all about. And we have a lot of people that prefer, that they want volumetric concrete. Like we have a lot of people like in the same business we're in that pour swim pool decks and stuff like that. That when it takes longer to pour, that they prefer volumetrics. And there's a lot of things you can do with volumetrics you can't do with the barrel trucks. They're a batch plant on wheels, so you need to have people that are familiar with operating them. Are trained well, and good mechanics that can diagnose and fix stuff. When we first got these, going from those old gun-out mixers, when I first saw the first one, and all those relays and everything, I was like, oh, good Lord, this is going to be a nightmare. But I'm really surprised that the maintenance of the stuff and breakdowns are not, the electronics and everything lasts a lot longer than I was expecting. Years ago, mobile mixers were not accepted as being mixing thoroughly, and a lot of low-spec jobs, they didn't want mobile mixer concrete. But I think that they're finding now that it produces a higher PSI strength, because the way cement works, as soon as that water hits into that batch plant, putting it on barrel mixers, and if you're driving that truck's going to drive for 30, 45 minutes in traffic, it gets the job when you got hot mud. It doesn't make for a good day for concrete finishers. When we calibrate our trucks and pour cylinders and then test our brakes, it breaks out a lot higher than we expect. So that's good. Another thing too is that they're able to change your mix design in midstream. We pour a lot of guys that do city work, curb and gutter stuff, and like these curbs. Once they get these curbs poured out, then we can we can pour them some grout to work the curb with. And them guys, they love that. We don't have that grout to work that curb because they want to pour that curb. It's real stiff. Then it's hard to work. So if you got some grout to work it with, and that's good. And also, as I say, if you're pouring these beams, or this approach needs to be 4,000 psi, and then this sidewalk, needs to be 3,000 psi. You can switch back and forth with ease, right? Just a matter of some gate settings. And we don't have trucks coming back to the yard with 2, 3, 4 yards of concrete on. We've got to either get a reclaimer or be hauling off our yard. I've seen a lot of ready mix plants that they've got huge amounts of concrete just piled up over the years, and unless you have a system going for reclaiming it or hauling it off on a regular basis, and it can build up to the point where it's tens of thousands of dollars to clear the yard off. Of course, with EPA and all that, these are ready mix outfits. When they're pouring concrete out on the ground, then their water runoff can affect creeks and drainage stuff. Whereas here at our yard, all we're doing is washing the augers out. These volumetrics are a good fit for doing like the pervious concrete, which is going to become a big, huge deal, right? Because there's so many areas, like I know in Austin, there's places down there, matter of fact, apartment complex, the swim pool deck, all their sidewalks and stuff are all done with pervious. Because you can have a limit to how much non-pervious material you can cover the ground with, because they want water going into the ground and save it, not just be run off. And the volumetrics are perfect for doing the pervious concrete. We just can't have enough concrete trucks now. Like I said, we got 16 and one on the way, and I wouldn't be surprised by the end of summer we'll probably have 20 trucks.